Hello, welcome back. Thank you for joining me. We're going to talk about relationships today. Yeah, relationships. Just that. What else? When it comes right down to it, what else is there? Now, here in the world, we might think, okay, well, that just kind of governs our lives, right? Who's with whom? What's working? What's not? That kind of relationship talk, or the relationship talk that appears in social media or all over a gossip tabloid or something like that. A high profile divorce, celebrity marriage. Ooh, ah. Yeah. Oh, wow. Shiny object. Who's with whom? What's working? No, none of that. That's not what we're going to talk about. And when we say, what else is there but relationships? We're talking about not plural relationships, but singular, one relationship, only one. What else is there? You know what I'm talking about. If you're new to this, it's God's relationship with you that we're talking about. The other relationships that we see peppered all over gossip columns and celebrity gossip magazines and social media and all of those shiny object distractions are what this course refers to as special relationships. That's a term that's unique to A Course in Miracles as a thought system. And the point of Jesus's describing our worldly relationships in that manner is for us to learn. In a special relationship, we enter into this, whether it's with one person or with a group of people or a situation or something like that. We enter into it to attempt to get something from the other party. Guilt naturally flows into that as we feel guilty for attempting to extract something from someone. Resentment, of course, naturally follows that, as one doesn't want to have something extracted and pulled away from oneself by one that supposedly loves them. Yeah. So all of our drama and relationship conflict in the world comes from this sense of specialness. The word special is used here in A Course in Miracles because we're singling someone or a group of people out for special treatment. Now, it makes absolutely no difference at all whether it's special love or special hatred. That's the same thing. They're both attempts to draw a separation. In a special love relationship, say, for example, a marriage or a domestic partnership, an intimate love relationship between exactly two people, that is a special relationship almost by definition, because it excludes the remainder of living things, right? A special hate relationship is often seen in the realm of government or politics, even business, or in intimate relationships with someone's ex, for example, where 99.9% of the people in the world are loved and adored, and that small fraction of a percent we single out special for our special form of hatred because they're scum. Everybody else is cool, though. Those are just a couple of examples. So, what's not immediately obvious to us as we go forth and do life, do life, as we say here in the world, running around drawing one artificial separation after another, forming multiple special relationships with people in different circumstances. What's not immediately obvious, which I hope will become perfectly obvious over the course of this conversation, is that in these special relationships, we are seeking what we've thrown away, what we have denied, and we're seeking it in someone else. We're seeking our relationship with God, our oneness with God. Yes, oneness. If you're just joining us, you'll hear that again, and you've always known. Welcome. Oneness with God. And we think we're individuals. An ego, we've thrown that away, but we're still seeking it. Our relationship with God is all that there is, and we're seeking it with all our heart. You know this to be true. So, here in the world, when we insist on seeing ourselves as individuals, we seek God's love in a special relationship. We seek what we've tossed away, our oneness, our connection with God, our own holiness, all of that. We have denied it, but we still want it. Talk about conflicted. Yeah. That describes the situation here in the world. We want this with all our heart. So we look for it in someone else, expecting a relationship that by definition is exclusive and limited to bring us the peace of God, which is unlimited and does not know any limits at all. None. There aren't any. All the limits that we appear to see here in the world, we've made up. They are completely artificial. Having made them up, we could withdraw our allegiance to them. We could withdraw our adherence to them anytime. Ready? This, by the way, does not mean that our inner teacher, the Holy Spirit, would deprive us of our special relationships here in the world, like our marriages. He would not. At your invitation, however, he would transform them. He would use your intimate relationships for their real purpose, healing the mind. Give your special relationships over to the Holy Spirit. You might want to try it. I've done that, and it's magnificent. Try it. Try it sometime. Doesn't mean that you can't continue to function in the world, married if you're married, as I am, or in a job situation or a career situation that you enjoy. No, just give the special relationship over to the Holy Spirit. It will no longer be used to exclude. Why? Because you're giving it over to one who knows. This video series repeats over and over again and stresses the importance of our relationship with our inner teacher. Now, of course, you're more than welcome to call our inner teacher whatever you wish. If you don't like the term Holy Spirit, call it something else, or a group of names. Call it your counsel or your guides. It doesn't make any difference how many names you ascribe to our inner teacher. What I wish to emphasize is inner, inner teacher, part of our mind. When we give our relationships here in the world over to our inner teacher, we are not giving away power and control to an outside party. There is no outside party. That, in fact, is impossible. We're giving control over to this part of our mind that sees right through all of our drama and knows that it is completely untrue. And he, the Holy Spirit, it, whatever pronoun you want to use, doesn't make any difference, recognizes truth, knows truth, and will guide us if only we let him. It's a very common fear among course students to give every situation and every relationship over to the Holy Spirit. It does not need to be fearful. You are not ceding your precious, hard fought, hard won, and, well, fought for control to an outside force. There, and I repeat, is no outside force. There is nothing and no one outside you. Remember that the only real relationship is our relationship with God, which is that of, well, creator and creation, Father, Son, if you prefer. It's oneness. There is no separation of any kind. Like extends like. Love extends love. It is not capable of extending anything but love. God extends himself. He is not capable of extending anything but himself because there is nothing else. God is the only reality. All else is illusion. If you're new to A Course in Miracles, welcome. You've always known this. Doesn't mean that you've accepted it. And of course, you don't have to. You don't have to accept it right now. We're free to deny truth all we want to do. I mean, it's fine. And A Course in Miracles, by the way, does not monopolize truth. Truth is not property. It can't be grasped, it can't be parsed out, and it can't be locked away in a safe deposit box like a stack of money. It's not property. It simply is. There are many spiritual traditions in the world. All of them lead to the same place, God. Where else? There is no place else. So naturally, every door would lead to him. Should you open this door, you'll get it direct. God is the only reality. All else is illusion. Like extends like. Who, what, and where are you? You do know this, and I want you to go there. To the extent that you're comfortable, of course. And if you're not, no problem. You'll hear it again, and maybe not from me, and maybe not again in this lifetime. Indeed, this could be the only time that you watch this YouTube channel. It still won't be the only time you hear that there is only perfect oneness. So this begs a really, really good question. I mean, it really does. It invites the question, the highly practical moment to moment question of, okay, great. So this is the case. What do I do? Yeah, what do I actually do about this? Well, invite your inner teacher to run the show. What's going on when we appeal to the Holy Spirit for guidance, for help, yeah, for clarity, for whatever it is that you pray for or ask for. Yeah. When we're doing that, what we're doing is really important because God doesn't recognize separation. He doesn't know about it. He is perfect oneness, after all. So he doesn't join us in this little fantasy of ours of appearing to run off and hide and living in these extraordinarily fragile things that we call human bodies, which are completely finite. I mean, most of them don't last even 100 years, often much less than that, yeah? He doesn't recognize separation and conflict, splits and divisions. His answer, capital A, to our apparent condition is the Holy Spirit, who takes a look at everything. The Holy Spirit, your inner teacher, recognizes truth, and knows that truth is true, and looks right through all of our illusions. So, in effect, our inner teacher forms a bridge, so to speak, a communication mechanism, a communication channel. When we invite our inner teacher to run the show, we're inviting him to do what he does and will willingly and instantaneously do at your slightest invitation. And that is to bring the darkness and the light together and shine the darkness away. We supply the willingness to bring our darkness to the light. He shines it away. He instantly recognizes all of our illusions of self with a lowercase s, individuality, as untrue. He recognizes that as illusion, and truth shines it away. And he'll show us this if only we supply this little willingness. So he is known as the answer, as our guide, capital G, yeah, capital A, answer, communication channel, yeah. Hence the stress in this series of videos on our day-to-day, moment-to-moment, practical, highly practical relationship with our inner teacher. Cultivate it. This guidance will show us what to do in every situation. Ours is to relax and trust and do as he suggests. That would be very kind of you. So the only relationship that really matters is not your relationship to your spouse or your kids or your mom or dad or a charitable organization that you love or your dog even or anything like that. The only real relationship is your relationship with God. The same with your dog. I mean, we look at our dogs and like, yeah, that's pretty clear. His only real relationship is with God. Yeah. It's true. That's the only real relationship. And it does not mean that you can't have your special relationships. If you have them and they bring you pleasure or satisfaction or love, keep them. Keep them. Just give them over to the Holy Spirit so that they may serve the purpose of healing the mind. How powerful could your marriage be if it's given over to the Holy Spirit? Hmm? What about your job or your career? How powerful could that be if you gave it over to the Holy Spirit? Hmm? And try it. As with all of these ideas, try it sometime. You might find that you love it and you want to keep doing it. Okay. So now also, if you're into gossip magazines and the gossip column and discussing so and so's special relationship with so and so, what someone said on Saturday night, and how the other person responded, and what's working and what's not, no problem. Just give everything over to the Holy Spirit for his purposes. So when we're talking about the only real relationship, we're not talking about a special relationship that we form here in the world. There's only one relationship, our relationship with God. So I thank you for joining me. So that said, if you're new to this, again, welcome. And if you're a longtime student of the course and you've watched many of these videos, again, welcome. These are for everyone. Contained in each and every conversation is a message for you from your inner teacher. What exactly that is, I don't know, but you know. You know what it is when it hits and lands for you. It's him. It's the Holy Spirit speaking to you. No doubt about that. So along the way, questions are inevitable. I mean, this course can be, if you do it, a complete game changer. It can blow your mind. Questions are bound to arise. And if you have them and you would like to ask them here, I invite you to do that. This is a safe place for you to bring whatever questions that you may have about A Course in Miracles or your own spiritual practice in general. So please bring those if you have them, and I'll answer them here. Also, if you have not yet subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe. Do that. The prompt's here in the corner of your screen. Click that arrow, hover over that. You'll be invited to join us. It's an international community. Thank you to all of you who have recently joined us. And we have several actually, broadcasts every week. And I invite you to join me. Thank you so much. We'll talk soon.